Hey everyone! This video may include spoilers for episode 9 of the Amazing Digital Circus. You've been warned. Hi everyone. What do I think about the Amazing Digital Circus? I have some complicated feelings about it. Let's talk about the characters first, because the characters are fantastic. They're very complex. I like the interactions between them. I like the storyline. I like how complex they are. But they're surprisingly complex for a show like this. I, didn't expect it to go that way. I didn't expect these characters to be that complex. But yeah, I really enjoyed the characters, generally speaking. Everything about this show just feels good, but there's still something missing. Something that leaves a sour taste in my mouth. There's a lot of lost potential. It feels like there could have been more interactions between the characters, more actual story beats that would involve the kinds of bonds and connections these characters form with each other. But instead, there's so much focus on the story and the important parts of it. I guess if the show was a bit longer than 9 episodes, we could have seen more cool interactions between the characters. I don't know why I expected episode 9 to be very, very climactic. I should have known it would end up being this weird, generic mess of an episode. It left a sour taste in my mouth, like, I don't want any more of this, and I don't want to remember this show anymore. I feel like there are things that are way more important in my life than the Amazing Digital Circus. However, what I can say is that this show has a lot of fan art, like, a lot. Fan-made content for the show seems to have more cool stuff coming out of it than the show itself. I was mildly satisfied with how the show ended, but at the same time disappointed. Disappointing that we didn't get more casual, friendly interactions to fill the time between the important story beats. Disappointing that the show just ended with Kane coming back and becoming a good guy. That felt a little contrived and unnecessary. All the interesting stuff, like Jax exploring their gender identity as implied by the story, or Gangle and Zubul forming a romantic relationship as proven by the frankly hilarious little animation at the end credits to episode 9, is left to the sidelines, something for the fans to explore themselves with fan art. Frankly, this show might just be fan art bait, intended to get people to create their own content, their own headcanons, their own fanfics, art, songs, or whatever else. Overall, I have complicated feelings about the Amazing Digital Circus. I enjoyed watching it, but I'm more likely to remember the fan content compared to the show itself. Now, I had a previous version of this video that was like over 10 minutes long, and I just condensed it all into this script. I don't know. Like, based on this, you can clearly understand what my feelings about the Amazing Digital Circus are, and I don't think we're gonna see any more episodes. This show is over, pretty much. So I can just, continue consuming fan art about the show, because this is what the show really is about at this point. I just hope that Glitch makes good shows in the future, even better than this. Something that could also stand alone without all the fan art and fan content. Something that could really, really bring people in as much as the Amazing Digital Circus did, but also be something that everyone can relate to, because I feel like the Amazing Digital Circus did a lot of in-jokes and references that only certain people could understand, and it kind of led into like some weirdness with the show itself. It just kind of felt a little weird. But overall, I enjoyed the show. What do you think? I enjoyed the Amazing Digital Circus. Did you enjoy the Amazing Digital Circus? How much did you enjoy the fan content around the show? Did you enjoy that more than the original show? I personally kind of enjoyed the fan content more than the actual show. But how about you? Anyway, like this video, comment, subscribe. It was me, Televised, and I will see you in the next video.